Yes. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching from. Mariam this guide, your emotional wellness guide, every Friday, giving you these sessions, things that money cannot buy, but which makes life worth living, your emotions. This is a wellness channel, an emotional wellness channel, a relationship channel, a place you're going to find all your emotional wellness needs. If you have any questions, those things you can't discuss with another person, the things that you keep on thinking about, pondering about, things that disturb your day and destroy your productivity, this is the channel where you're going to find such answers. So, Mariam Nakujada, this guide is the only channel that gives you lifelong learning programs, things that you can come back and consume from time to time, and they make sense in real time. So, if you're new, subscribe to the channel. Please invite your friends, share the videos that you find useful for your colleagues in case they are having those other questions. Because remember, life has 5 dimensions. We are emotional, we are physical, we are social, we are spiritual, and then we are financial. So each one of those dimensions has a particular expert. But this particular channel, we only cover the physical dimension, the emotional dimension, the social dimension, and the spiritual dimension in kind of a quick tale. So uh, Mariam Nakudi is the author of different amazing ladies' guide books. Ladies' guide books tailor-made for all your still emotional needs, those questions that women have pertaining their relationship cycle. So, Ladies' Guide 1 is Fulfilling Relationships and True Happiness, which talked about the confusions you make when it comes to relating with the opposite sex and the mistakes you should avoid, especially when you see something moving into a relationship when it's actually not a relationship, and defining relationships in the real term. Okay, because many people are in relationships which lack even a particular definition. So we have ladies guide um, Ladies Guide to Emotional Happiness. That's our book number 2 that talked about the emotional issues that we go through as ladies when it comes to relating in love. So, Ladies Guide to Emotional Happiness talks about the dating navigator, how to find love in the digital world, the single mom's guide, casual relationships, the red flags to spot in narcissistic personalities, and how to move on after a breakup. And most importantly, it entails the emotional healing tools that will help you heal emotionally without discussing your love story with another person. And the emotional tool was and is a journal, which takes us to book number 3, which is the Ladies Guide Journal, which is an interactive tool with yourself, with your creator, with whoever you think you're writing the letter to. An interactive tool where we believe as psychologists that the mind and the hands are interrelated. When you're going through something and you put it in a proper definition on paper, the brain releases it from its memory. Then, when it comes to a paper and you read it and you internalize it, most of the time you find healing within self, and that's why they call journaling to emotional health. Those are the 3 books that I've authored currently, and the new one coming soon is The Beautiful Woman's Life. The things beautiful women go through, the life they should live, and the mistakes they should avoid. Don't forget, beauty is everything, okay? Beauty can be money, beauty can be intelligence, beauty can be, status, beauty can be, connection, beauty, anything that you have that is desirable, which makes you a gem in the society, becomes your beauty. So most of the time when you have it and then you don't know its value, you'll abuse it. The Beautiful Woman's Life will cover only those the lessons when I've interacted with these beautiful women and the stories they have told me. They also have particular problems. Okay, so how should you live and what should you expect out of life? Because most of the time, these so very beautiful women instead get less from life. Yet beauty is given to you as a gem to get more out of life because it is your oyster in the world. So if you don't know how to use it, it will be valuable to other people than yourself. So those are 3 books where you find my books everywhere, anywhere. Just come to my inbox. If you're in the diaspora, UK, USA, UAE, we have different ambassadors in those areas. If you're in Uganda, every bookshop has my book. Everywhere you'll find Ladies Guide. It's something you'll find anywhere. Wherever you are, just ask the Ladies Guide book. You'll get it and you'll enjoy at leisure. It's a very good, interesting read because when you read all the 3 series, your life has been taken. Don't forget, love is the cornerstone of this world. If you mismanage love, all other sectors can go to zero because it is an emotional issue. Okay, it is not a physical thing. So if you manage well love and then you learn about it, you get all this information. It will help you to grow in other sectors of life, career, family, health, social relationships, interactions, growth, etc. The foundation being love. So don't take it for granted. Much as it does all this in the abstract, nobody sees its impact until when you're in different issues. Um, the emotional intelligence masterclass, we are still going on. Yes, my students are growing in psychology. You don't need to go to the university to study psychology. We are giving them all those tailor-made things you need in relating with other people. Just remind you, emotional intelligence is managing yourself emotionally and learning how to manage the emotions of other people to avoid conflict in social setups. Because most of the problems we face in life, many of the problems we go through is lack of that intelligence of the social setup. You think what you think and other people what they think is obvious, but actually people get into conflicts because they don't understand the social animal called man, and that's what calls for the emotional intelligence, because man is a social animal and you relate with them, but you don't take time to study the person you're relating with. So that is the reason for this class, and it is ongoing. My students are really having a blast, and I'm sure after the class they're going to be the best leaders, okay? Because every leader without emotional intelligence, you can't lead for so long, because you're leading social beings. Previously, last Friday, we looked at the 7 concrete steps for avoiding bad relationships, bad guys, bad girls. So most of the time, so if you missed, we covered 4 of them, and we are going to cover the remaining 3 of them in this today's session. So when it comes to bad relationships and bad guys, we noted that avoidance is the best, because most of the time people stay in bad relationships, and when time has run, it gets them very hard to move out. So if these things help you in the initial stages, for those who are in the initial stages of the relationship, not those who are already deeper, when you go into a relationship and get deeper, and it involves children, it involves commitment and time investment, a lot of things, it is very difficult to break away. Most of the time, in fact, it is better to stay, because breaking away and staying in it is the same thing. You will get the same pain. So for those who are not yet deeper into these bad, you know, these are the precursors you can use to see the relationship before you get in so deeper. Remember, when you get to know somebody and then you emotionally connect with them on a deeper level, then you realize later on that they're not the people you thought they were. It is very difficult for you to rewind and resume a new relationship. Most of the time, it will not favor you. So then, these 7 concrete steps were for those and are for those who are in the initial stages of the interaction. Among them, we covered 1, to avoid guys who show narcissistic personalities to other people. They are good to you, but they treat other people in a narcissistic way. Most of the time, they'll treat you the same way as time goes by. 2, we looked at focus on friendship. Yes, friendship is the only way you can study people's personalities. When you get into a friendship relationship with someone, it's easy to know who they are, what they stand for, how they behave. All those behavior patterns can be just understood when you're their friend before you move into a romantic relationship. So focus on friendship first before you jump into a romantic relationship. Number 3, we also covered do not mistake chemistry. Chemistry is not love. Chemistry is not love. So when you have a chemical reaction in your body because of those hormones, we say it may not amount to love. Love is spiritual and chemistry is purely biological. So when you get chemistry, always ask yourself, is it a spiritual session leading to love? That's why it leads us to that level of delay and taking it slow. Then you realize whether it is infatuation, it is chemistry, or life is so funny. It can play on your mind when what you think actually is the opposite of the reality. So relationship go through three different stages of development, and there is connection on deeper level. That one you can take. Then there's also chemistry, the sparks you feel when you meet this person. That is another take. But then there is what they call compatibility. When there is no compatibility, no matter how people have chemistry and connection, when there is no compatibility, a relationship can fail. Okay, so chemistry and connection is very important, but also the compatibility plan of a relationship. With compatibility means, can you live with this person? Can you stay longer with them? Compatibility is the only phase that determines the duration of how long you people are going to relate. So chemistry may not be enough. Matters, it is so interesting. So then, these three must be balanced, we said, and when you don't balance them, it's very difficult for you to enjoy a fulfilling and long lasting relationship. Remember, we only relate to stay there, we don't relate to get on and jump on to another person, like grasshoppers. That's not the reason for relationships. Relationship is to understand people and then to stay with them longer. That is the intention. So then, which led us to step number 4, to do not focus on initial looks. Yeah, many women like handsome men, hot girls, but that does not add up when it comes to the content of the relationship. When you have grown, when you have understood how life plays, most of the time looks are good. Just enjoy it. Just as you go to out there, then you see good things, but you can't own them. Because when you own them, it becomes expensive, emotionally expensive, financially expensive on your time. Okay, so do not focus on initial looks. Focus on how nice somebody is, because with the looks they will fade, but the character and the personality of somebody will never change. And remember, we stay with the character. We don't stay with the looks. Looks change, but character personalities never change. So focus on character, not initial looks. That's where we ended last week, and that's where I want to pick up from today when we're giving you number 5. The step you can use to avoid bad relationship before you get in deeper. Because when you understand this, then you'll save your life from all these other losses in the future. Don't forget, when somebody gets an emotional mess, it goes to a psychological mess. When you get a psychological mess, then you have to end up in a psychiatric hospital, to a therapist, to a counselor, but to somebody who needs to help you. And that's not a good trade off. Okay? So instead of you positioning your life for these bad relationships which end you in psychiatric hospitals or psychiatric, or those, psychologists to help you, it's better to avoid in the beginning. Don't forget, prevention is always better than cure. Because when you're curing something, you are spending a lot of time and money to manage it than preventing it in the first place. That is the reason for this session. So, step number 5, go slow. Go slow. It's so amazing that people know that love comes softly. Everybody knows that. But nobody wants to go through the process of waiting. The waiting part is so difficult because people want instant gratification. Building friendship relationships, any kind of relationship where you're going to invest yourself emotionally, go slow. Why? In this delay season where you're delaying your input of emotion, it gives you the judgment call to know whether this person is real or not. Many people put their best foot forward in the morning of the relationship. They are the best. The hygiene is on. The words they give you, the way they communicate, everything is checked. But when you come deeper and you give it time, like 90 days, they change. The communication will brittle. That's why in my book, Fulfilling Relationships, I told you, the way to weed out contenders from pretenders is to delay. Just delay them. Anybody who wants you to do something, delay. You'll check their emotions and their intention. So delay is a tactic we use to shake for reality. When you delay somebody, they will bring out their best selves, who they are. And that's what you wanted to see. Which means it saves you from that mess. Therefore, go slow. Whether someone loves bombs you, Whether you feel all those chemistry and butterfly effects in your stomach, go slow. Love comes softly. Just like how we build trust in a relationship, that's how we build love. People grow in love. You don't fall in love. You grow. Just grow with it. You know? And then there's no need of a hurry. In fact, you should learn to take a sabbatical. When you see that love has messed you up and then things are not adding up, rest. It is very okay. You're not in any hurry. You're not going to die tomorrow. You can live without it for some time and then you revisit the program thereafter. So don't be like on the roller coaster of life as if you can't live without it, you know? When you feel that love is playing games, you can't understand what is going on. You've messed up yourself from different, you know, relationships. Then take a sabbatical. Rest a bit. 2 months. Come back. Don't rest for so long because when you rest for so long, you come back and the game is completely different. It is like any other thing in life. The longer you take out of the dating market, the harder it is for you to learn the game and to get into the market again. You'll find another problem. That's why people who take long out of the dating scene, when they come back in the scene, they make the same similar mistake. What happened last time, the choices you took, they're the same thing to do now because you didn't learn that the game you must continue. It is a growth session. Dating gives you the training muscles to manage your other relationships in the future. It is not the last part of your relationship journey. So then, go slow. Take a sabbatical when things don't add up and come back. Don't wait for so long. Because when you wait for so long, you come back when you have lost the game. So then, step number 6, uh, listen to your close friend and family. Listen to your close friends and family. When you find a new relationship, don't hide it in a closet. Secrets. When a relationship gets into a secret, you're setting up yourself for disappointment because secrets always end there. They are always secrets and secrets forever. So find trusted friends, find trusted family, and then tell them about your lovey-dovey. Listen what they tell you because they know you're better than you know yourself. They'll tell you you've changed. You're going wrong. Something's off. Please listen. Listen to them because they are, when people are in love, when you are in love, you get a hormone called oxytocin. When oxytocin powers in your body, you lose judgment, which means the sweetness of that hormone does not allow reason. You cannot think when you have oxytocin. The oxytocin is to bond. It bonds you to another person, and then you feel safe. But that bonding safe thing does not allow you to see the holes and the magic this person is trying to play on you. When a guy is playing his magic on you, it's very difficult for any lady to see the truth. So as people are telling you, we see, you don't listen. Oxytocin is in play. Now, this is how it works. Now that you've learned that when you're in love, you're under oxytocin, that bonding love hormone. When you are in love, pay attention at what it's suggesting. Most of the time, it makes wrong choices. You do things out of that rush of the sweetness of the emotion, but not reason. So listen to the family and friends. When they tell you something is not right, it is not right. They are reasoning, you are not reasoning. So when you're in love, you are sick. In fact, when you fall in love, say to yourself, I am sick. You are vulnerable. Meaning you can't think. We are the people who think you don't think. So most of the time, it amazes me when people are in love and they make all these mistakes. But when they come back to their judgment, everyone is like, how? What the hell? What was I thinking? Mhm. Now the oxytocin has left. Now the mind is on. So fall in love with your mind too, but listen to your family and friends. Which takes us to our last stage, which is step number 7. Step number 7 on how to avoid bad relationships. Avoid a guy with a bad reputation. Avoid anybody who has a bad reputation in relationships. Why? We know it. In psychology, we know people don't change. Seasons change, but they always come back to who they are. Because why is that? The brain is a store of memory. It keeps the old files and retrieves them in the current. Everything which can relate with the file, it replays. That's how bad it is. Which means you store all information for many years, and anytime it finds a relation with what you're saying, it replays. So people don't change because the file's already in the head. The files they're storing in the head. If it has abusive behavior, they will abuse you again because it is a file in the head. So if somebody has a bad reputation, you find out before you're in the deeper part of the relationship. Believe me, the reputation will play again. Narcissists never change. I don't know how many times I might stress this. Narcissists never change. Nobody in history has succeeded to change a narcissist. None. No amount of love, no amount of gift, no amount of action, because narcissists require more. More out of life. It's like a drug. You need to take more and more and more and more. You don't stop. The more drug they make, the more. So narcissists never change. So if you are married to a narcissist, you're in love with the narcissist, don't ever expect them to change. Just dance at that music forever. Because it is a personality which has gone to their subconscious mind, and the behavior has to continue as long as they live. So if you're living with a narcissist, don't expect change. And if you see someone with a narcissistic personality or a trait that shows narcissism, don't expect you're going to change them. Get that out of your mind. Everybody who falls in love with the narcissist thinks, I'll make him a better man. Oh, none has succeeded. So with research, we know that every woman who comes into a narcissistic and abusive marriage, they think one time it will change. And years run, months become years, it will never change. Now that it can't change, when you see that you can't handle the narcissistic personality, it's better not to get involved in the initial stages of the relationship. So in summary, those are the remaining three that we didn't give you last time. The steps you can take to avoid. If somebody has a bad reputation, if you cannot go slow, love will come again. The reason of this show is always to remind you that personal management, self-management begins by managing your emotions, because they are key in your productive life. By the time you become productive out there, you must be able to handle your emotions well. And that is the reason for the channel. As we end, I find it important to give you the reasons as why women fantasize bad relationships. Why do they stay? That will be the question. You may be asking yourself, why do I have to stay in this when I've known all this? We've taught, you've read, you've heard, everybody knows this. Why do ladies fail to live relationships when they even know all this? Because most of the time, when I talk to my clients, they say one thing: just teach me how to live in it. I'm not moving out. None wants to move out. Nobody wants to move out of this bad thing. We know this person is bad, and then you've already acknowledged it, but we can't move out. That is the story of every woman. And if you're among them, it is not unique. And it is not different from other women. It is a story of the century. I don't know why bad people get good things. It is a law. I think it's a law called what? When the opposites attract. Something good and bad now relate. What is that now? So let's look at briefly, as we are winding up, why women stay in bad relationships. Women are very emotional beings. We know that. We operate here in the heart. So we are saturated by a lot of love. Nature, God, universe, call it anything. Creative consciousness. It gave the woman a lot of love on the head. That is one thing you must know. Men, we're not given this thing as deep as us. So if we are given too much of it, most of the time we connect with it, will relate with it, and it is the point. No woman can go to work when her love life is messed up. It's as if it's important. Yet a man can go and function. He can try, you can't. So usually we need more and more of it. And that's why even when we get children, a woman wants a man's love, even when they have children. Yet children is a manifestation of unconditional love. True love is between mother and child. Because a mother and a child, that is pure love. The other one is conditional. No one should ever lie you. There is a condition. No one should ever tell you we are in it is conditional. Because it is a romantic affair. But a true love of a mother and a child is where that love originates, much as it doesn't have the other oxytocin excitement, which is a bit sexual. So women can't run back again, even when they have all these children. It is amazing that they go back to again giving love, which is not wise. I always advise, and I said it again and again, and I'll say it and I wrote about it. A woman is not supposed to love a man. No. A man is supposed to love a woman. Never go that in that cycle. It is by nature. That's why nature gave you too much that you can even have your own, unconditional love. That is what you should give. Because every time you position yourself or loving a man, you're grooming a narcissist. Narcissism rises out of a woman giving too much too soon with nothing in return. That is narcissism already. Because if you're giving me too much, which I don't even need, why don't I abuse it? Who told you men need love? They need respect. They need respect. That's all. That is the definition of their love. They need respect. So when you find yourself that you're deeply in love with a male, you're grooming a narcissist. And I always remind you, go back to your unconditional love. That's where you can find emotional happiness. And that's where you're going to be free from chasing. Women don't chase men. Men chase women. Don't go the other way around. So, why do you fantasize? Because you've not understood the laws of love. You've not understood the laws of unconditional love. You've gone away from the real rules on how nature made things and what your counterpart needs. I always remind you, they don't need your love. They need S3X and respect. Two things. Only two. As simple as that. Other things, leave it for them. Because you will not handle it. If you're emotional and you're built as an emotional being, you will kill. That thing is too much. So instead of chasing, grooming narcissists, and the rise of narcissism is because women are giving too much to the opposite sex. They're investing too much. And then these have to abuse you back because they don't even need what you're giving them. Think of it. If you give somebody who doesn't need what you're giving them, what happens? They will abuse it. They don't need it. Just play your roles and follow the laws of nature. So not that narcissists get energy out of you. They survive on your energy. You are the supply. And they need more of that. So if you're giving too much, and then you don't remember that even that giving of too much love is not even good, then you become the supply to them. And they will keep on changing. Let's just go through these phases on how women get stuck in that thing. One, bad relationships go through 3 different stages again. We have idealization, we have devaluation, and then we have discard, the discard phase. I'll repeat. They idealize you, they devalue you, and lastly, they discard you. And all these 3 stages involves your hormonal play, because every time someone is idealizing you, love bombing you, then they devalue you. Then number 3, they discard you. You tend to fight for them even harder. I repeat, when someone has idealized you, idealization means something or someone making you look as if you are away from this world. Like someone coming and say, "Oh wow, I've never met a woman like you. You are just amazing." They idolize you. They give you a picture of you are so, you know, important and different. That is idolization, which you grab in your head and then you cram and then you're like, I am different. But as you are enjoying this love bombing and they're giving all this, they change. They devalue you. The same person who I was idolizing you now is telling you, I don't know. I mean, you're not that good enough, you know. Then a lot of things happen to devalue you. They devalue you through talk. They devalue you through action. They devalue you through cheating, lying, triangulation. Triangulation. Triangulation is a psychological manipulation where somebody brings a third party in the relationship to control both of you. Triangulation. Let me give you an example of triangulation. And men do it a lot. Men do it a lot, and women don't know that. You are seated with a guy. You are in a restaurant or whatever. Then a beautiful chick moves in. You also acknowledge she's beautiful and you know it. And then he says, "Hey, hi. Oh, I like that shoe." It's a stranger. And you're like, "As who?" "Oh, thank you. Oh, really? And your name's?" "I'm Fiona." "Oh, Fiona. Oh, I just like that shoe." You remember, you are lovers. She's talking to a third party who is even beautiful. That is triangulation, which means it makes you jealous. In the next few minutes, you look at this chick like this. They're jealous. And that jealousy now makes women make the worst mistake now to desire this guy the more. Because you think you're competing with the other beautiful girl and you're taking him for yourself. That is what they call triangulation. It's a tactic narcissists use to make people stay in bad relationships with them. Every time you want to run away, he triangulates you. He brings a third party, better looking than you, to make you step out. And why do they triangulate? Is to get everything free, effortlessly. You give a lot and then you're devalued. Even your value dies. Many beautiful women have lost value out of triangulation. As you think you are idolized, somebody brings something better. One friend told me, the guy said, I don't chase women. Just, I'm going to put my phone there and you see how many women call me. Then the women start calling, "Hello, yes, oh, Natasha, how are you? Oh, Brenda, how, hello." Then the chick was like, which means I'm helping you. I'm desired. That is triangulation. It's a tactic that is used to give, to make you give freely your valuables, to make you feel worthless and you're being helped. So what do you do when someone triangulates you? When you see a triangular, that can triangle, when someone is trying to do that triangle, remove yourself and leave him in a line. That is what I do. When I see a triangulation, I get out of the line. Then leave them too. Uh-huh. Then it doesn't work. It only works when you stay in that friction where women now are too jealous of another person. You're in the plane, a chick sits, and then he talks to her. Then you are, because we are too envious. Women are so envious by nature. Fight that envy and learn that triangulation is a psychological manipulation to get you to give out your valuables for free without him losing anything. Who is the loser? You. So anytime you see triangulation, that is a devaluation stage of the relationship. He is trying to devalue you to get you for free. I hate triangulation. Then phase number 3, why women stay in bad relationship, is the discard phase. Discard for now. Silent treatments. Someone just goes silent. Nothing. You did nothing. You didn't quarrel. Silent. And that silence now it makes a lot of noise to the lady. What is it thinking? And most of them do the mistake of calling again and begging. Mhm. If you don't call, then you don't sleep. Then you give out yourself, anything valuable, just to have them talk to you. That is the discard for now. Because when they discard you for now, The victim is given the anxiety hormone and the stress hormones, which makes you not to sleep. By the time this person comes back and say hello, you just want to talk to them because you've been missing them. And the process is on again. Now you go back in idealization. They idealize you, they devalue you, they discard you for now. Go back, idealization, disvaluation, discard. That's how people stay longer in those bad relationships, year in, year out, month in, month out, and then the cycle is like that, and that's what they call love. Mhm. So it is your personal choice to stay or to leave or to stop this relationship. But if you're enjoying, I always say it is a personal choice. I will never tell anybody to leave a relationship, never. It is a personal choice if you can pay the price of that action. But if you see that you're in the initial stages and you see all this devaluation, triangulation, etc., you will not handle. The moment a guy starts triangulation, in the morning of the relationship, and they're bringing a third party to play on your psyche to give them free things they've not worked for, or effortlessly, or to devalue you to make you feel as if you're nothing, they are better than you. By the way, why do women fear beautiful women? I always ask myself that question. Why? What is beauty anyway? Whether I am dark or she's blonde, there's something I have she doesn't have. Look for that. It's called each man has a thumb screw. Every woman has something beautiful in them. If you are short, there's something, you have a good eye. If you have a good eye, there's something. No woman is too beautiful to scare you. Get that confidence. By the way, do you know where beauty comes from? In this coconut. If a woman is knowledgeable, if you are informed, I've not seen a woman who has scared me. I've not seen that one. Not yet. I've never seen anyone who I've looked at and then I hate them, then I feel, I tremble, oh my God, no. I've not. Ever since I learned that trick, that true beauty lies in what you have, which is beautiful, and elevate it. If you have the fingers, go and paint them. Take manicure. Work on the fingers. Every man wants something out of a woman. They don't want the total you. They don't want that wholly you. There's just one thing they want. And if a man finds it, they go for that. There are men who want good eyes. There are those who want good legs. There are those who want a big butt. There are those who want, there are those ones who are attracted to voice. There are those ones who are attracted to character. There are those who are attracted to small girls. Those ones who want big ones. You'll find your match. We have 47 millions in the country and 7 billions in the world. Someone will come and pick you. So don't fear any beautiful person. So if there is triangulation, remember your value. In fact, someone was trying to triangulate me one time. I told I told him, add all those girls together. They can't make my value. Add them, collect. One me equals 20 them. So get into that confidence. Work on yourself. That's where we always advise women to do personal development, no matter how good you are. Personal development gives you the confidence because you know something someone doesn't know. It's not about looks. It's about value. Value. Work on your value. Value means something which cannot be equated. It can't be measurable. You can't put it on a measuring. You cannot, because the moment you cannot be measured, then the value is very high. Work on the value. Don't work on the looks. It's not about the makeup. It's not about the lipstick. It's not about the hair. This doesn't add value. It doesn't. It is something you can't explain. You will feel it. Value is felt. It cannot be seen. It can be felt. So the feeling someone gets when they're with you, that is the value you have. So work on your value. Work on your mind to increase your value. Okay? So that is what I had for you today. And to remind you that you stay in bad relationships because of those 3 phases. You get idealized by the narcissist, you get devalued by the narcissist, and then you get discarded for now by the narcissist, and then you go back. Yet, when you see the devaluation stage coming, that's where you should stop and pay attention to what they are giving you in that relationships. Just to mind you, every Monday we have the 7 minutes of inspiration to grow your mind, to grow your frequency, to raise your vibes every week, every new week. So don't miss out every Monday. we give out this content which grows you. It is not emotional, it is not relationship, but these are the things still which adds on your value. Value is felt, it is not touched. So work on your personal development and watch that 7 minutes, just 7 minutes of your time. Give it time. Every Monday, we do that upload for you to give your life value. Thank you so much. And reminding you, Mariam Ladies Guide, wishing you a very nice